Hello students, how are you? Hope you all are fine at home and enjoying and also studying. So today we are going to start the second chapter of class 9 physics, ICSE class 9 physics. And name of the chapter you can see is written on the board, motion in one dimension. This is the first video of this chapter, and as you know, I am Ashok Rawat sir, and you can see this video through the channel of Rawat classes. Okay, so let's start the chapter. See, the name of the chapter is motion in one dimension. So let us study. There are two terms, and those two terms are what? Rest and motion. Rest and motion. Now, what is rest? You have studied this in lower classes also. Rest means what? When a body does not change its position with the nearby surrounding, then we say the body is in rest. Suppose I keep the marker here and it is here only for the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So it means what? The body is in rest. But if the body is changing the position with respect to the surrounding, then it means that the body is in the state of motion. Means suppose you are standing near the road and any vehicle is going, then it means what? That you are that the body is in the state of motion because its distance from you is increasing. तो रेस्ट मीन्स व्हाट? रेस्ट का मतलब क्या हुआ कि बॉडी का नियर बाय सराउंडिंग के साथ पोजीशन में चेंज नहीं होगा. जो बॉडी जहां पे है वो नियर बाय सराउंडिंग के साथ में उसका जो पोजीशन में चेंज नहीं होगा, तब कहेंगे क्या कि बॉडी रेस्ट में. और मोशन का मतलब होता है कि बॉडी का पोजीशन चेंज हो रहा है. एक कार तुम्हारे बगल से चला गया तो तुम्हारे और कार के बीच का डिस्टेंस क्या हो रहा है? इंक्रीज हो रहा है. या तुम्हारी तरफ कोई कार आ रहा है, इसका मतलब तुम्हारे और कार के बीच का डिस्टेंस क्या होगा? डिक्रीज हो रहा है. तो दैट इज कॉल्ड मोशन. तो नाउ these two terms are relative. A body can be in rest and motion also at the same time. Don't surprise, I am giving you one example. Suppose you are moving in a car. You are going in a car. Two persons, you and your friend are in a car. So you both are in the state of rest, or you are in a train. Both are in the state of rest. The train is moving, but you two are in the state of rest along with the other passengers in the compartment. But imagine a person is outside the train and he sees that you both are going away. The train is moving. Then what? For that person, you both are in the state of motion. So suppose this is the compartment of the train and these two persons are in the train, are in the state of rest. Because there is no relative change in position. The position of the man with respect to the train boundaries are constant. With respect to the man are fixed. There is no change in position. So what will we say? That these two persons are in the state of rest. But if the train is moving and the person is outside here, for them this train is moving, the distance is increasing. And when the distance is increasing, then what we'll say? That the body is in the state of motion. So these two are motion for this body and these two are rest for the train. So that is why we say rest and motion are relative terms. So please note down the first question which I am saying now. Ki explain the statement rest and motion are relative terms, because it depends upon the condition, which we call in details that the frame of reference. This you study in class 11. If you take the train as the frame of reference, then what will happen, students? Then the body it will be in the state of rest, and if you take the ground as reference, then these two bodies will be in the state of motion. Okay? So this was all about rest and motion. Now let us forget rest and continue with motion, because the name of the chapter is motion. Now see, all around you, you can see many types of motion are there. the body moving on the road, any vehicle moving on the road, you are walking, you can see the birds flying, fishes in many types of motion you can see around us. Totally, everything is in motion, air blowing, wind blowing, all, everything. But in physics, what we do, we have classified the motion in three categories. Motion in one dimension, motion in two dimension, motion in three dimension. Now let us try to understand what are they. If the body moves in a straight line, suppose I drop this, it will move straight. Okay, if I drop this marker, it will move straight. This is what? This is called motion in one dimension. So if a body moves in a straight line, that is called motion in one dimension. But suppose if the body moves over a surface, body is moving this way, 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 then it means what? That it means motion in two dimensions. So what is motion in two dimensions? When a body moves over a plane. When the body moves over a plane, it is called what? Motion in two dimensions. Okay, but suppose the body is moving on the plane, again leaving up and moving down, like you have seen, like a bird flying and again coming back to earth, means that it is moving on the plane, moving in the air, again come to the plane. That type of motion is called motion in three dimensions. But we will restrict ourselves in this chapter, as the name of the chapter is motion in one dimension. Okay, so let us study some of the very important terms related to the chapter. Now, first of all, we are going to study about speed, distance. First term, we have already studied about speed, about rest and motion. Now the next term that we are going to study is distance. Now what is distance actually? Distance is the, you can see the definition in the book. Distance is the length of the actual path traveled by the body. Okay students? Distance is what? Length of the actual path traveled by the body. Okay? So suppose a body goes here 3 meter and here 4 meter. So what is the distance? What will be the distance? Length of the path 3 plus 4. How much that is? 7 meter. So distance will be 7 meter. So distance is the length of the path traveled by the body. And what is displacement? Now the next topic is displacement. So what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance. Suppose the body, this is the initial position and this is the final position. So if I join this by any one, so it is the shortest distance between the initial position and the final position. Now you can tell me, sir, the body has not moved in this way. Yes, that doesn't matter. Displacement doesn't matter upon the actual path. So displacement is just a shortest line joining these 2 points. Which 2 points, students? The shortest distance joining the 2 points, that is the initial position and the final position. That is what? That is the displacement. Okay? So what are the difference between distance and displacement? Let us try to study. Okay, what is the distance? So in this case, what will be the displacement? So simple, if this is considered to be a right angle, then you can apply the Pythagoras theorem and you can get that displacement is equal to square root of 3 square plus 4 square, that is nothing but 5 meter. So distance is 7 meter and displacement is 5 meter. So distance is always greater than or equal to displacement. But if the body is moving in a straight line, in that case, suppose the body is moving from A to B in a straight line, then distance and displacement will be same. So as we are studying motion in one dimension, so we will now use the term more of the displacement, because and moreover, if the body is moving in one dimension, both are the same thing. But there is some difference between distance and displacement. What are the differences between distance and displacement? Let us try to note it down. Okay, so please, I am giving the difference between distance and displacement. Please note it down. Distance and displacement. See, distance is what? Length of the actual path. Length of the actual path. Okay, got it, student? So what is displacement? Distance, length of the actual path. And displacement is what? Shortest distance. Shortest distance between the initial position and the final position. That is what? The displacement. Second point. It is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. Means it does not depend upon the direction. It has no fixed direction. Suppose the body is moving this way, then this length plus this length plus this length plus this length, we will add up and get what? The distance. It has no one, here the body moving this way, no direction. But what about displacement? Displacement has a direction. So displacement is what? A vector quantity. Okay? It depends upon the actual path. It does not depend upon the actual path. Okay, distance depends upon the actual path. By which path the body is moving. It does not depend. Okay, second thing. If for a moving body, distance is always positive. Distance is always positive. But displacement can be positive or negative or zero. Now this is very important. We have to understand how displacement can be positive, when displacement can be negative, and when it is zero. Now let me give one example. Suppose this is your home and this is your school. Okay, fine. When you are going from home to school, this displacement is considered to be positive because you are moving away from the initial position. When the body is moving away from the initial position, what we say? That is positive displacement. And when it is moving away, then what is this? This is called what? Negative displacement. So what is negative displacement? When the body is moving back. Okay, in the opposite direction. So this direction is taken to be positive and this direction is taken to be negative. Now suppose the body is moving in this direction. This direction the body is moving. So if this direction the body is moving, what we say? Positive, and this direction the body is moving to be negative. So displacement can be positive, displacement can be negative. Now suppose you went from home to school, again came back to school, home. Okay? So when you again came back home, what is displacement? Displacement is equal to 0. So when displacement of a body can be 0? When the body comes back to the initial position. Suppose I am going from here A to B, again I am coming back to A. So when I am coming back to A, suppose from this distance, suppose from the distance of home to school is 2 kilometers. Okay. So what is the distance? Total distance 2 plus 2, that is 4 kilometers. Okay, yeah. So suppose the distance from home to school is 2 kilometers. So you went 2 kilometers to school, again came back 2 kilometers. So how much distance you have traveled? Then the whole day, 2 plus 2, 4 kilometers. But if we talk of displacement, what is the displacement? Total displacement. Total displacement between 2 plus minus 2. Now you say why minus 2? Because the direction is changing. So that is why how much will I get? 0. How much will I get? 0. So because the body is now returning, so its displacement, if I talk of displacement, then I have to also consider the direction. Here both are positive. This is also positive, both this is positive because this is a scalar quantity. Direction is not a factor here. But here direction is a factor. So this is positive, this is negative, so displacement is what? 0. Okay. Now let's come to the next term, speed. Speed is what? Speed is the distance traveled by a body in unit time. Speed is the distance traveled by a body in unit time. Suppose I say the speed of a car is 40 meters per second. What does that mean? It means that the car is traveling 40 meters in 1 second. It means what? The car is traveling how much? 40 meter in 1 second. Or if I say the speed of train is 50 kilometer per hour or 150 kilometer per hour, what does this mean? The train is traveling 150 kilometer in how much time? 1 hour. So this 1 hour, 1 second, whatever, this is called unit time. So how much distance? This is distance. What distance? Distance traveled in unit time. Distance traveled in unit time. That is called speed. That is called speed. So what actually is speed? Speed is nothing but measurement of distance. Speed is nothing but what? Measurement of distance traveled in unit time. Okay, students? Okay, now speed, now regarding the units, so you know very well that unit is what? The SI unit of speed is what? Actually, what is speed? You have been using this formula. If the speed, in case of uniform motion, means when there is no change in speed, okay, the speed is what? The formula of speed is what? Distance by time. Formula of speed is what? Distance by time. But keep in mind, we will apply this formula when there is no acceleration. Means when there is speed is uniform. In case of non-uniform speed, we have some 3 formulas extra that we will apply, that we will study in the next video. Equations of motion. So for the time being, speed equal to distance by time. Okay. So but when we will apply this formula? When in case of only uniform motion. Keep it in mind. Achha. Done. Speed, distance by time. Now what is the SI unit of distance? Distance is what? Length. What is the SI unit of length? Done in chapter 1. Meter. What is the SI unit of time? Second. So SI unit of speed will be meter per second. Okay. And one more unit we use generally, most common unit, kilometer per hour. And if you go for CGS system, then the unit will be centimeter per second. So these are the different units of speed. Okay. Now, the speed is distance by time. Now let's come to velocity. One more term related to speed. Velocity. Velocity means distance traveled by a body in unit time in a specified direction. Now see, here we are adding one term that is called the specified direction. Why we are doing that? What is the reason of doing that? Because velocity is actually a vector quantity. That is why the formula of velocity becomes, velocity means what? Distance traveled in specified direction. What is that? What that is, that becomes say displacement by time. Displacement by time. So what is the formula of velocity? Displacement by time. Okay, students? So displacement by time is called what? Velocity. Unit are same. Meter per second, kilometer per hour, whatever unit we are having, that is the same. So if we go to the difference between speed and velocity is almost the same that we have studied for distance and displacement. How? Speed is a scalar quantity, velocity is a vector quantity. Speed is what? Distance by time, velocity is what? Displacement by time. The speed of a body cannot be zero, but if the body comes back, if I throw this pen, it will come back, displacement is zero too. So if displacement is zero, obviously 0 by anything is 0, so velocity will be 0. So when velocity can be 0? If the body comes back to the initial position, because displacement by time, na? So if, what we studied just now, if the body comes back to the initial position, displacement is 0, so 0 by time is what? 0. So velocity can be 0, velocity can be negative, velocity can be positive, because velocity is actually displacement. And we have understood that displacement can be negative, positive, so it can be also that. Okay? So this is all about velocity. Now let's come to study about the next term, that is acceleration. Now what is acceleration? Acceleration, the definition of acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. the rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Okay, means how much in one time, or you can say the rate of change of velocity. What does that rate word mean? It means, simple language, change in velocity in unit time. Okay, so change in velocity in unit time means, suppose let us take the unit time to be 1 second. So how much is the change in velocity? That is called the acceleration. Let us try to understand. Let us consider initially, please note it down, the velocity of the body was u. Initially, the velocity of the body was u. After t seconds, means you can say finally, the velocity became v. Initially it was u, it became v. Okay, students? So what is the rate of change? So what is the change? It became v. Suppose in t seconds. So in t seconds or after t seconds, the velocity changed from u to v. So what is the change in velocity? Change in velocity. Let us assume that v is greater than u, means the speed is increasing. Okay. So change in velocity will be what? V minus u. Okay. So this change in velocity, this is taking place in t seconds. So if I want to find out the change in velocity in 1 second, then what will I have to do? Simple, v minus u by t. Because this change is taking place in t seconds. So per second, just divide by t. So this quantity v minus u by t is actually what? Change of velocity in 1 second, or you can say rate of change of velocity. So this rate of change of velocity, this we denote it by a letter A, which means acceleration. Which means what, students? Acceleration. So A is what? V minus u by t. So this is the formula for A. Now generally we use the word acceleration when the speed is increasing. You must have heard the word of accelerator in the vehicles for bike or cars to increase the speed. Okay, accelerator. So accelerator means which accelerates, increases the speed. So acceleration means increase in speed. Okay. But if the body is coming to rest, suppose you have applied the brake on a bike and the bike is slowly coming to rest. In that case, what will be happen? What will be you tell here? It will be called retardation. It will be called what? Retardation. Retardation. Retardation means the body is coming to rest. Speed is decreasing. Speed is decreasing. That is why we call retardation is actually, please note it down, retardation is actually negative acceleration. Retardation is what? Negative acceleration. In that case, u will be greater than v. So if v is greater than u, then that is acceleration. If u is greater than v, then that is retardation. Okay, students? So this is all about. Now we will do some sums as per the book, given in the book. Acha, before that, we are coming to one more topic that is given here. Acceleration due to gravity. This is very important, and we study details in the Newton's law chapter, 3rd chapter. But let us take one brief meaning, understanding of this thing. Acceleration due to gravity. Now students, see, we will study this concept in the 3rd chapter, that force applied on a body produces acceleration. Suppose I flip it, it will move. From rest, it will come into motion. Yes? So whenever a force is applied on a body, it comes in, it produces acceleration. So acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. So what is the reason of acceleration according to Newton's law? The reason Newton has proved that a body will accelerate only when force is applied on it, or retard also. So force is the reason for acceleration. If you will not give force, body will not accelerate. If you give force, the body will accelerate. Provided the force should be substantially big enough. So acceleration is actually due to some force. Okay. Now gravity is what? Gravity is also a force. Which force? The force by which Earth attracts a body towards itself. You know that if I leave this marker, the marker will fall down. Everyone knows this. Why? Because Earth is attracting. And this force of attraction of Earth is called gravitational force, or you can also say gravity. So gravity is the force by which Earth attracts a body towards itself. So that force produces a constant acceleration. And it doesn't matter whether it is a light body or heavy body. The force of gravity produces a constant acceleration. And that constant acceleration is called acceleration due to gravity. It is denoted by g. The value of g is generally 9.8 meter per second square. It varies from place to place. This we study in the gravitation part. Or generally you can say 10 meter per second square. So this is what? The value of acceleration due to gravity. Okay, students? So this is due to the value of g. Now we will do some numerical sums before going to the next part. Acha. Suppose first part. Express the speed 72 km per hour. Acha, let me tell you one thing. Very, very important. That is required for the numericals. As you know, there are two units of speed. Meter per second and kilometer per hour. What is the relation? Suppose the speed is given in kilometer per hour and I want to convert it into meter per second. Then what I have to do? X into 5 by 80. Then this resultant will be converted into meter per second. Please note it down. Or suppose I have y meter per second. Then what will I do? You must have knowing this also in the lower classes. Into this will be converted to kilometer per hour. Okay, students? So this x kilometer per hour, x2, this is okay. So first question is convert 72 kilometer per hour into meter per second. Okay. So how to do? 72 kilometer per hour. 72 kilometer per hour means what? 72 into 5 by 18. This is what? 20 meter per second. Okay, friends? Simple? Acha. Next. A train takes 3 hours to travel from Agra to Delhi with a uniform speed of 65 km per hour. So find the distance. Very, very, very simple sum. Question number 3 of the Concise Physics book, class 9, ICSE. We are doing first exercise. So speed of the train is how much? Very, very easy sum. Speed of the train is 65 km per hour. And the time taken is how much? 3 hours. Okay. And what is the time taken? 3 hours. So speed is 65 km per hour and time is 3 hours. So what is the formula? So I told that we are assuming that it is uniform speed. So if it is uniform speed, so what will be the formula of distance? Distance is equal to speed into time. What is speed? 65 into 3. 195 kilometer. This is the formula for the value of distance. Okay. Next sum. Okay. Now see, these are very simple sums. Question number 9. A body starts from rest. अच्छा, we'll do one more sum. Question number 6. A car travels first 30 km with a uniform speed of 60 km per hour and the next 30 km with a uniform speed of 40 km per hour. Okay. Try to understand the sum. What is the average speed of the car? See, this is the journey, whole journey. 30 km, 60 km per hour. And this 30 km, the speed is 40 km per hour. Okay. Question is, I hope you can understand the question. The car travels first 30 km with the speed of 60 km per hour and next 30 km with the speed of 40 km per hour. Find the total time and average speed. Find what you have to find? We have to find one number, total time, and two number, average speed. Okay, students? Now let's do it. Whenever you are talking of total time, what is the time here? So this is totally not uniform motion. So we have to divide the sum in this part, first part, second part. You take out the time for the first part and take out the time for the second part, because throughout it is not uniform. The speed is changing. So we cannot take it throughout. So first part, one number, first part. What is the formula for time? Distance by speed. Simple. What is distance? 30 times speed 60. So 30 by 60 is what? Half means what? 0.5 hour. Okay, clear? Or you can say 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Now let's come to the second part. Second part is what? We are naming it T1, T2. Same formula, distance by speed. What is distance? 30 by 40. 3 by 4 hour. So this is less than 1. So I am converting it into minute, into 60. So this will come into minute. So if this is cancelled. Okay, how much you are getting? 45 minutes. Is that clear? So first part means from here to here they took 30 minutes. From here to here they took 45 minutes. So right, therefore please write it, total time taken. Total time taken is equal to 30 plus 45 is equal to 75 minutes. So 75 minutes is the total time taken by the car to reach from here to here. Okay. Now we want to find the average speed. Now what is the formula for average speed, students? The formula for average speed is total distance by total time. Okay. Total distance by total time. Acha. So total distance to we know 30 plus 30. Two number. Okay. Total distance. Please write full. 60 kilometer. Total time 75 minutes. You convert this into hour. 75 by 60 hour. If you cut it by 5 by 15, you will get how much, friends? 5 by 4 hour. Okay. So this is total distance, this is total time. So average speed, apply the formula. Average speed equal to total distance by total time. So what is total distance? 60, and what is the total time? 5 by 4. 60 into 4 by 5. So 48 kilometer per hour. Okay, students? So this is, please note it down. This is the way. Please, if you are unable to, please pause the video, note it down. This is the formula for method of calculating the average speed. Okay. Now we will do one sum of acceleration. Question number 9. A body starts from rest and acquires a velocity of 10 meter per second in 2 seconds. Okay, next one, question number 9. A body starts from rest and acquires a velocity of 10 meter per second, means starting from rest means u equal to 0. What I told you in the first part, u means what? U means accelerate, initial velocity, and acquires a velocity v, how much? 20, and acquires a velocity of 10 meter per second, sorry, 10 meter per second. In time is how much? 2 seconds. So find the acceleration. So students, I have told you the formula for acceleration. What we have derived? This is v. Remember, we have derived this. A is what? V minus u by t. What is A? What is the formula? Acceleration. We have just derived before. Okay, I hope you remember. Please note down whatever derivation and sums have been done in your copy. By 2. That is 5, 10 by 2. 10 minus 0 is 10. 10 by 2, 5 meter per second square. So what is the acceleration? 5 meter per second square. Okay students? So this way we can do. Acha. One more sum we are doing. Question number 14. A car is moving with a velocity of 20 meter per second. The brakes are applied to retard it at the rate of 2 meter per second square. What will be the velocity after 5 seconds? Okay. So see, here they have asked to find v. The car was initially moving at what speed? The car was moving at a velocity of 20 meter per second. Means you can say u is what? 20 meter per second, and there is retardation. Retardation means, I told you in the beginning, retardation is what? Negative acceleration. So what is retardation? So retardation is minus 2. See, the question is given minus 2. Minus is not given in the question. They have only told retardation. But what I am writing? Acceleration. So this minus we have to give from your mind. Okay? And what will be the velocity after 5 seconds? So t is given what? 5 seconds. So what will be the velocity after 5 seconds? V you have to find out. Okay? So let me explain you. The car was moving. Suddenly brakes were applied and the speed started decreasing. And the car started retarding at the speed of this. And after 5 seconds, what will be the velocity? So see, we have derived the formula A equal to V minus U by T. So let us, what we can see, V minus U is equal to AT, cross multiply, or V is equal to U plus AT. Now what is U? 20 plus A, what is A? Minus 2 into 5. 20 minus 10, 10 meter per second. So 10 meter per second. So what is the speed of the car after 5 seconds? The speed of the car after 5 seconds will decrease from 20 to 10. Okay. So this will be the car after 5 seconds. So okay students. So in this video we have discussed the first part of the chapter motion, and in the second video we will go to the graphical and equation part. Okay, please practice the remaining sums from the book, practice more sums. Until then, have a nice day.